my god, my face. Let's get rid of this. Let's get rid of this. Let's do this. Okay, everything is there. Music is still a bit loud on my end. Let's push down the audio levels a bit. I hope I don't get sick of it. It's over 3 hours long, so yeah. I doubt that I'll get any trouble in terms of content ID stuff. Oh, I also forgot to do one of these. I did a tweet. Yes. Okay. Yeah, I guess I'll just start rambling around and then maybe at some point everything will make sense. I should close Discord. Maybe. Good, what is this? And what's the point of all of this? Well, so first of all, hi everyone, my name is Eric. Occasionally, I sometimes have other names on the internet because it's fun to have different names on different parts of your life, I guess. I make video games, usually. Sometimes I sell them. Often they don't earn a lot of money, but I do try. I try my best. And I recently published the Steam page for my for my next commercial game, which took over 4 years for me to get that again. The game is called GB Rover. It is a game about shooting your bosses and fighting for a better world, because what else could you do in times like these and trying to get rid of all your bosses and try to save the world from complete and utter destruction. Anyway, it's a game about that. You can wishlist it on Steam since Tuesday, and I would very much appreciate it if people would do that. I will try and keep these streams, and I plan on doing multiple of those. Upload them to a YouTube channel so that people can watch it later. So again, please wishlist GB Rover. It would mean a lot. It really apparently helps with visibility. I have no idea because my previous game didn't get a lot of wishlist entries, so it doesn't have high visibility. I have no idea what high visibility on Steam might mean, but I would really like to get it. No, it would be great. Also, you get notified when the game is out on Steam, which is still a bit off. Even though the game itself is kind of done, I still want to take some time to do marketing and PR, and maybe just to give yourself an impression about what I'm talking about. And I'm not going to not going to play sound because it's... Where's the trailer? This is the trailer. Let's mute the sound. So this is how the game looks like. I'm just going to let it play here for now. This is the trailer on the Steam page, by the way. Yeah, the game will come out at some point. I'll still have to do some marketing, which is why it hasn't come out yet. And it is still a bit off. You can kind of see it there in the background. It's this is my wall where I kind of try to organize all the stuff that I have to do, and this is filled with stuff I need to do for to organize my marketing and all that. I have kind of a plan. This is part of the plan, me rambling on the internet about it now, me showing some stuff, some additional work on it that I intended to do anyway. So when I say the game is almost done, why am I streaming work on it? Because first of all, it's almost done, but I'm not streaming the actual work for the finished game. I'm streaming now some work on something I plan to release a bit later on. So right now the game has what can I... Is there something? Yeah. Right now the game has stuff basically collectibles you can find that don't do anything. The intention for me is to tie the collectibles into your ability to unlock certain special game modes, kind of like if you played VVVVVVV or V as like some people call it mistakenly. This game, the game also had like trinkets that you could collect, and if you collect all of them, you got access to like a special area with some like additional like mini games and stuff you could do. It's kind of like in the same vein. Like you have like I think 6 trinkets that you can find, and if you find all of them, the idea is that you unlock a special area where you get to do certain stuff. I want to do it, but I like because in the interest of me like getting the game done, and also of me like trying to like find something that I could basically publish like another bigger update for again extra visibility and all that stuff. I kind of hate that I have to do it this way, but trying to earn money with video games, friends, it's the worst. But yeah, this is kind of the idea behind it, and the thoughts I have for this like these extra game modes is 1, a boss rush mode where you play through all of the bosses and maybe it gets harder with each round. I haven't really thought it through, but like something nice and interesting. The other thing is kind of funny because I don't know, some folks might have played my previous game Splinter Zone, which was a Mega Man-like game, but not really. Like, it's basically my attempt to recreate the endless attack mode from Mega Man 9 and 10 because I really like these modes. And so I made a game just around that. And I had the idea, since I already have all the enemies designed and all the tile sets and backgrounds and all that stuff, I could easily build kind of an endless attack mode for GB Rover as well. I have the boss fights. All I have to do is basically build a bunch of smaller stages, tie everything together, like come up with a like small score mechanic and put it out. Like it's not going to be like as big and elaborate as Splinter Zone got it in some stages. It's more like more closer to the endless attack modes you had in Mega Man 9 and 10. And again, this is like basically also like the main idea behind the then planned larger update. But I need a bunch of levels for that. Like I planned a total of around 36 levels, like 6 levels per tile sets I chose. And this is like kind of what I want to do now. So to get rid of this and talk a bit about what we have here. So this is the template I have for the stage. The way I build levels is that I first like sketch them out in Sprite, which I also use to do all the pixel art stuff, because I find it fairly hard for me to imagine a stage within GameMaker, within the level editor in GameMaker, and like build stuff around that. So I usually sketch out a level, like basically I like pick, I don't know, usually I pick the darker color. Let's do a larger like layer. But this, and then I'll like, I don't know, like start building stuff and saying, okay, this is a floor now, for example. So, and then we have like a higher platform and all that kind of stuff, and like build it out this way, and then I'll save the image, import it into GameMaker, and basically use it as a like template on which I then build the actual architecture and like add the tile sets, the enemies, and all that stuff. So that's the idea, and I think for today I'm just going to go and go through hopefully through the process of like sketching out the level, building it, and like putting everything together within GameMaker. I hope I get this done within, I don't know, like 2 to 3 hours, hopefully. It's already almost 5. So let's see how long I can go before I get tired. Also, it's Sunday, and Sundays usually isn't a work day, but and my idea is to have like one of these kind of streams every Sunday, usually around the same time if I'm available, or like if not a little bit later. And if I can't do a Sunday, then on Saturday, at least like at some usually like afternoons on the weekend, and build one of these stages. While during the week I work on actual work on GB Rover, which I also still have to do. Again, like PR stuff and like some like additional fixes. I still have to add the Steam achievements and a way to track them and save them like in the game and so on. So there's still like some stuff left, but again, the game, if it weren't for like a Steam release, I could easily push it out, but again, I won't. Anyway, so that's the idea. This template is basically meant to serve as like the base structure for every level type I want to build. So this is a grid that is 6 by 6 screens big. So each of these like rectangles has a like resolution of 256 by 144, which is the resolution the game is running. So each of these squares is basically one screen, and this is how I can easily gauge how big a stage is going to be. If it's like 20 screens large or whatever, I can easily count this stuff. And it also makes it easy for me, for example, to find spots where, for example, you switch from a horizontal movement like part into like a vertical part and all that, where I can easily say, okay, now you've moved like three screens horizontally, now you can move into a vertical section. So it's a kind of like way of working I established like way back with Splinter Zone, and I find it works really well for me. It's just like I adjusted a bunch of stuff. For example, what you see here, these red boundaries are basically like in the template here, ways to remind myself to build like to like put barriers up that kind of define like are for the camera to define the area in which it's possible, like in which it's allowed to move in. And I always have to place these barriers, otherwise the game crashes. So this is like a way for me to remind myself, and also to make sure that I have these like things pointed out here, that I always have like a set distance between these, because again, if I don't adjust for this, the dimensions within the template between what the level is actually going to look like, there will be like some kind of shift between those, and it wouldn't look nice and would like be much more of a hassle to build. So, with that out of the way, what do I want to make today? I want to make something fairly simple. So I just want to make a horizontal stage which just goes from left to right without any like direction changes or whatever. Every like stage in this endless attack mode will be 6 screens long. So basically we go from here all the way over to here, and there will be some enemy placements and some stage gimmicks and all that kind of stuff. I can't promise that I'll have like a big cool idea now, because this is very much me like eyeballing stuff, and haven't really like, to be honest, I haven't really thought much about like how I want these stages to look like. So bear with me that this stage might look boring. Could be. I sometimes need some time. What I do know is that I want to use the forest tile sets for this. So forest tile sets means all these enemies. Don't be confused about them, like some of these sprites having colors, because it's like older versions where I haven't adjusted the color palette for them. Interesting what I had here. I created some stuff that had no place anymore. Anyway, and I think what I also want to like do, so we have to like, I'm not sure which enemy I want to place, so I'm going to load a bunch of them in and then decide. I think I want to use the wasp enemies, because I feel like this also gives me an opportunity, by the way, gives me an opportunity to use some things and some assets a bit more than they got space in the game. So I can do a bit more than just like stuff for one level. I can explore a bunch of more ideas, can maybe use some more like, can use them in a bit more elaborate and more difficult ways, because it's perfectly fine, because it's not part of the main game, but more something that people can check out once they're done with the game and kind of want to just keep playing it. This is basically the idea behind it. Let's see. Let's go in here, and also those are also always fun. Just looking around. I mean, you can always also place a Shield George. This might also be a good thing. I don't think that I can load it in. By the way, here you can see my old color palette, which was a giant mess, but I digress. So that's that. So what we also need is these mushrooms that are kind of like bouncy platforms, which I also want to use a bit more. And I think I have a bit of a wild idea of what I might want to try here. This might take a bit of adjustment in the actual level, but something you can do in GB Rover, and which is like a fairly advanced movement technique, which isn't really necessary to play the game, but which I put in there anyway because it's cool, is you have kind of like a drop dash or drop like a roll kind of thing, where when you do an air dash and then press down and jump while doing the air dash, you drop down and start a roll. This roll, if you time your jumps correctly, can catapult you incredible distances. You can skip whole screens and whole horizontal sequences within 3 jumps or so. But it has a very tricky timing. Basically, you can only maintain the speed and can maintain the roll when you jump while having just left the platform in this grace period before you fall down. So it's kind of a risky thing, but you can, because there's another element in this, you gain much more speed this way anyway. And recently fixed the bug where when you did this, did the roll or the drop on a bounce mushroom, you kind of got stuck, and now you not only get catapulted a big distance horizontally with the bounce mushroom, you also it gets even higher because you do a very big jump. So, and the stage design in the forest stage isn't really built around that, because first of all, I didn't want to, because it's very hard, and also it wasn't really working that well, and I mostly built it around, okay, yeah, you have these mushrooms and you have to kind of adjust to them, but it's not I didn't want to push the difficulty of the challenge that much. But again, I can do this here. And so what I'm trying to do is build a stage that is centered around these bouncy mushrooms on one end, but also one that when you know how to do it and time it correctly, you could just basically bounce on 3 mushrooms and skip the whole stage. I think that would be cool. And also, I'm now getting the idea that maybe I should do something very strange and use a completely different enemy for this part, because it's much more interesting with this enemy. And the enemies is the air jerk. Air jerks are enemies that fall from the sky and open up. So this is the first state, and then it when it after a certain distance, it falls down and slows its fall and moves around and is an obstacle. And you can run into it and jump into it if you're not careful. What these are really good for, I found out, is giving you a very nice sequence of when you time it correctly, to just have you jump, you shoot, it explodes, you jump, you shoot, and you have very nice rhythm with explosions going on, and it's kind of cool. They also have 1 HP, and when you roll, you do damage to your enemies that you touch. So, you could do a roll, do this big roll jump when you time it correctly, and basically fly into a bunch of these enemies and create this cascade of explosions. And if you don't do it correctly, it's kind of wonky and difficult, but kind of trying to basically build one stage that does 2 things at once, or kind of that on one end works this way, but if you know the special move and time it correctly, has this completely different feel to it. This is kind of the idea. Let's see how well it goes. This is like, this will definitely need a lot of adjustments, because you this I can't really gauge by just like putting the stuff down on the template. This is stuff I have to see in the level editor and like with the game physics and all that. I could count the like spaces because I roughly know how far a jump goes, but I don't really know how far a jump goes when you're fast. So yeah, anyway, let's add the grid because then I see a bit more. So we have, this is the starting point. Just put a wall in here so that people don't fall off. One thing I have to be mindful of is that the bottom part here, this is all UI. So we can definitely do this. The forest areas don't have pits as stage hazards, they have spikes, so this is perfectly fine. So the bottom row, this is all UI. So if I were to place our friend the GB Rover, don't worry about it, like he has everything. It was just like invisible. So if I were to place our friend the GB Rover in here, and this is basically the height of everything, he would basically walk on the UI. Like in terms of like where everything is situated on the screen. So in order for it to look kind of better, we do have to have at least one layer of floor above that. And I think I'm going to go... Now the interesting part is... So, yeah, I think what I want to do... Let's be a bit different here. Okay, let's do this. Then do this. Oh, let's put this big. Okay. Then this is basically okay. You start here. You like this is where you slam down, and then we have. You could clear this with a double jump, but I don't think that you can clear this with a double jump. Yeah, let's build it this way. And then let's pick this one. Oh. Let's put it down here. So basically this is just to demonstrate, oh, you have to use this bounce mushroom. This is just like, okay, this is what the stage is going to be. And then we'll immediately plonk one down one of these friends so that we know, okay, the enemies will be these ones. Okay, good. Then we have, I think we go down a bit more. Take like a runway of this length that you don't immediately go down. Then we put a big row of what will be spikes. I don't know, like at least this far. And then we'll, I don't know, this feels like a good platform. And let's also put a wall here. And yeah, so that's very rough layout of the stage. So and what we'll do then is you have one of these, then you'll have another platform, and then for the rest you'll just have more mushrooms. Okay, and then again, this is like I have this the more difficult part will be like in actually building the level, not that right now. So we have one of those here. Here. I also have to like really adjust the placement of these because they're like kind of tricky to place to make sure that they basically fall down in the right rhythm. Ooh, I could do something tricky here maybe, and yeah, let's. I heard some strange noise. I have no what this was. I have no idea. Am I? Yeah, I am. Who knows? Who knows? Then we place this here. Let me just check something. Ah! Should probably close this. Noises. And then we have this. And that's kind of it. Then we go in here. I haven't, yeah, oh, I did this already. Cool. When we do this, then we flatten all of this. We do this. And we have built a small stage. Again, nothing fancy, and maybe a bit on the rough side. It depends. But yeah. By the way, if anyone has wondered, like how did I build the levels for Splinter Zone? This was kind of the procedure, but much more convoluted to some extent. Okay, then we open up Game Maker and build the whole bullshit out. I have no clue what this sound was just a second ago. Sounded like some kind of notification, but I mostly deactivated them, so I have no clue. I'm also not logged into Steam, so... It's all okay. So this is Game Maker. Currently just waiting for the game to be magically appearing in this window. I think it's still okay if the camera is in that corner. Maybe if yeah, this is like the most useless corner while making the game. I need to do like some smaller adjustments in a second to make sure that like also like streaming the game doesn't become awkward. So let's see. I haven't opened haven't had the thing open in a while, so things are a bit. What do I have to do? Where was I? So like a thing I just want to do just now is switch the game from full screen to windowed mode if I haven't done that already. And then we can start building shit. Oh, it's already in windowed mode. Cool. Cool, 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 cool. So, what we have to do now, we go in here. I have, don't I? Didn't I? Yeah, templates. There. Create sprite. Sprites, templates, endless, and you do this. Then we go down here into rooms. We find RM template and we duplicate it. Let's push this up a bit further. Let's rename it. Go in here. There's like a bunch of stuff that this doesn't need. Doesn't need object control. Doesn't need object game. It does need environment, not environment. It's also like not sprites. Objects, admin, object, parallax, forest. So, which handles obviously the parallax scrolling and the forest level. So then we go in background, go to sprites, go to templates, and load this template in. And what you can see now is that we have like just perfectly have the level set out here. Like there's only one small thing we have to do. Just go down here and shift the viewport starting position down to like somewhere around like here, which is 16,336, I think. Yep. This is mostly to avoid problems with the camera, like on some occasions. You can also go in here and push this thing all the way up here. This way we can immediately play the game without having to like jump through stuff, and like all the options are loaded in, and it just works. And then we can we need level stuff at first. We go in here and put these. This is the thing that says the camera like how to behave, or like defines the boundaries, and this is like very important. I can put them up here because like this is just like if I had to like a strictly vertical thing, but because it's just horizontal, and because these things are kind of like work like barriers for the player, like solid objects. You can't get through those unless you pass through a door. Putting the barrier up here means that you can kind of jump out of the frame. If I were to put it down here, you would jump and would like collide with this thing, and your jump would get cut short, and it, like especially with these things, would feel incredibly awful. And it's also like kind of a concession like to the fairly low vertical resolution on vertical space that you have, because like vertical resolution is only 144 pixels, and so it's not that much space. So this is that, and we put one down here and have it here, and then we do it this way. So now, like, because it's like enclosed from all four sides, we know that the game won't crash. Then we have to do mental floor. This I zoom a bit closer so that people can see it. Yeah. This might be a bit low, actually. No, it's not. It's not. Actually, it is. Yeah, you're walking on the UI here. So let's do it this way then. Yeah, and this is how it starts when you make a mistake on that end. Like, shit starts to get low. It starts to look strange. Here it's not a problem because you have the spike layer and this looks okay, but the other thing doesn't look okay. So. I remember how long it took me to build a stage in Splinter Zone, and it feels like I feel like right now I can do this much quicker because like the technical setup that I have like requires so much less like fiddling around from my end. Again, it will be fiddly, maybe even by a lot at some point, also because there's like a lot of stuff here. Oh yeah, maybe like just for now I should set this as visible. So then we put the spikes here. Okay, this is all done. I think I have to. I mean, this is like fairly easy. I can just like remove this. So then you have to. You have those. Can put it here or even here. I know how to make it look less boring. Let's have you start a bit higher up. Go here, then you jump down up here, and maybe I can even do this. And put this kind of here, yeah. Jump, bounce, and then you do all of this fun thing here. Okay. Yeah, one thing I'd like to do is reduce the grid size to 8x8 because this makes placing these things much easier. Will also make placing the tiles much more fiddly, but I'm going to be annoyed at it in like 20 minutes. Okay, this is kind of there. So before we move on, also I need to make the floor visible. Then I need to place, I need to check what I need to place in order for the level to work. Just a moment. So this is the tower level. Instances, we need a play start object, and I think we also need a camp start object. Yeah, and a player handler, which I think is also where is it? It should be in here somewhere. I think I can just put it in the instance layer, that's okay. Oh. Let's make this invisible. Okay. Let's go in here. Player. So we have a bunch of stuff here. Let's do this. Put it here. This is where the camera will be spawned in. This isn't that big of an issue for the endless attack mode because it's basically a permadeath mode without checkpoints, but it's very important to do this stuff. Otherwise, the game will get incredibly confused with checkpoints and stage reloading after you died and all that. And it is a mess. Also, I placed it in the wrong layer, didn't I? Oh no. Wait a sec. No, it's the right layer. So then we go into instances, place the player, also switch this over to 8x8. Then go in here, admin, Player handler. No, instance, yeah. In the admin layer, I'll also need a object pause. Right? Yeah. Okay. Okay. We can get this away. This should work. Let's see. This might be weird in some spaces. Like there might be like weird text stuff happening. I don't know. Right now this is just about okay, seeing Okay, this is cool. I think Okay. I just fell into the spikes. Okay, why are you broken? I think I might know why. Give me a moment. Let's see if this is the reason. Ooh, also like something that might be important is the instance creation order. This might be the issue, like this object handles like upscaling and shit and like graphics. It's persistent, so it should exist. No, that's not. What's the fucking problem here? I have no idea. Oh my god. This is annoying. Let's do this for a second. Go in here. I need this and this. Just that I have maybe a better grasp on what's going on here, because I have no idea why it's just not. Ooh, no, that's also not the. What the fuck is this? No, that's not the problem. Okay. So I can delete those. None of this is the problem. Okay. I'm a big fan of this. There's like something not said here. I do like it when you just want to do something, and usually building levels isn't a problem like in this way, and like suddenly the game says, oh yeah, I know why this is a problem. This isn't like this, thankfully, is not very. And now suddenly it says, yeah, you know what? No, I'm just going to be dark. That's cool. It's like incredibly fascinating why it suddenly decided, yeah, you know what, I'm not going to display anything. This is like incredible. It shows the UI, so it's not that it's no idea. Like, let's see, is there anything here? Enable viewport, clear viewport background. No, this looks the same. 256, 144, 256, 144. Nope, there is nothing in here that is a problem on that end. Let me test something. Just let me try something. I want to know if this is an issue with the room or with the game. Nope, it's an issue with the room. So that's interesting. Okay. Okay, let's see. Where is my testing space? Yeah. How does this thing look? It like only natural that this happens on a stream. I have no idea what this works. So this is what it's supposed to look like, but it doesn't. Love me a big strange problem. It's the best. Okay. I just need to... There's something that is not in this whole thing that is in the other levels, which... I don't know. I don't think that this is the problem. Just like messing around, like trying to figure out what is wrong. No, you even need that because otherwise there isn't any UI. So that's not the issue. Especially this actually kind of works. So, I have no idea what this, like... I don't even understand the problem right now. That's like the worst part of it. Does this thing says anything? Blah 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 blah. Audio group create reason. Nope. Blah 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 blah. Nope, nothing. Okay. What the heck is wrong here? And it's also a problem when I basically put everything in there that it should render normally. So it's not a thing where but I don't have anything that says like don't render the thing. That really is the problem here. I don't have this. That's just for the heck of it. Template. And the camera is here, so let's instances put like coins fall down. What is here that does basically nothing. That just floats around. Yeah, let's just put this in here. Room manager. Template. I just want to see if this is like an issue with the level template. Template. Very German accent here. With the level template. Yeah, I would like to know what's the problem here. Otherwise, I will talk to your manager. No, that does its thing. Cool. Ooh, this is spicy. My fucking god, what's your problem? Ah. Let me put a background in here and maybe it changes. I have like a strange suspicion, but I'm not sure. No, that isn't the problem either. This is so interesting. Okay. Now that we have both of these, where are you different? Parallax control game. Parallax forest. Let me just put this in here. Pause. Oh, wrong layer. No, right layer. Parallax. This might be the problem? No, it's not. But it could still be the problem. Yeah, I might have an idea what's actually going on versus what this seems like. It seems like it's not getting displayed. Well, is the camera visible? It is visible, so it's not that. Like, it's not that, because okay, good. At least like for a moment, it's kind of sad. For a moment, I thought I knew what was the problem, but it's not. What a shame. What I thought was maybe the camera is just completely somewhere else, and not where I thought it would be, or where I put it. I mean, this could still be the case. It could still just show debug message X, show debug message. I don't think so, because again, it doesn't show me the camera. It should, like, because the thing follows the camera and all that. (408 144). 408 144. Nope, that's true. That's correct. That's where it's supposed to be. Wait a second. Nope, 144.48. Okay, no, that's correct. Camera does what it's supposed to do. Why is this getting displayed but this isn't? I don't know. Let's reset this shit. Object camera. Yeah, you're supposed to follow this shit. Oh. Visible, enable viewpoint, clear background. Like, it could be like a very very strange. Oh, you have too many rooms in here, and which is why we don't display this shit. I have no idea what's going on here. Are you fucking kidding me? Yeah, okay. It basically was what I said. I think what happened was that the camera positions were like shifted by the amount that I set the viewport like in the room editor. Which is why. Okay, cool. I figured it out. It was my hunch, but like in a different way. It wasn't the camera, it was the viewport position. But it like basically was shifted like a few hundred pixels further down, and it was all black, which made it seem like nothing gets displayed when everything was displayed. It just hasn't been shown on the screen. So yeah. What we can see here already is this distance is too big, slightly. And also this isn't good. Okay, let's try this. Okay, this doesn't work. I mean, this is kind of fun. But you can see what yeah, I'm a very smart person. And also your double jump resets. So that's kind of the idea behind this. There's like just like in terms of like jumping stuff, there's just like two things that need adjustment. I think this and this, so that you have like more of a platform here. Okay, cool. So now we can go in here, and now the other part starts. I'm so glad that I fixed the problem. The problem I created myself. Cool. I love this so much. Game development is so much fun. By the way, if anyone is interested, what's running in the background right now is a video called The Perfect Amiga Game Music Compilation. Over 3 hours uploaded by Hervin Bongari 2. Over 80 different games. Includes game video, which I'm not looking at, but yeah. So if anyone wants to know, right now it plays a track from the game Rise of the Dragon, like from the gameplay thing. Oh, good that I'm not showing the video, because it's like background is a strip club. Oh, and now comes Speedball 2, which obviously is always welcome here. Cool, awesome. Now, where was I? Let's shift this over here so that closer there. We need enemies, we need spawners, we need where do we have the air jerks? Air jerk spawner, good. So this is, by the way, how enemies are being handled in GB Rover. You have these spawner objects that basically, like, enemies when you start the level don't exist in the game. They get placed once you reach a certain distance from them. Then they get placed in the world. Just to make sure that, like, enemies don't do stuff while you're not there and all that stuff. Also, they get when you, in vertical sections, when you like switch screens, enemies that are on the screen that you just left get destroyed, and like basically the spawner gets reactivated. Otherwise, the spawner, when the enemy dies that you destroy, like when you destroy an enemy, the spawner also gets destroyed. So it's like kind of like a thing here. And again, it's mostly to make sure that like that I can better control when enemies start doing shit and when they shouldn't be doing shit. And also like to kind of, I guess, make it less. I don't know if this is what is more demanding, this way of doing it, or to have them in there and just don't do anything. But I find it much easier for me to control this, because this way I never have to like think about, oh, what's this enemy going to do when you're not on screen anymore. Like most enemies will stop doing whatever they're doing, like whatever shots they fire up, like don't like immediately get destroyed when they're not on screen. Again, to make sure that enemies can't hit you and can't attack you from way off screen, that you can see them. So it's always like that the action is always centered around the camera and not like somewhere over there. Unless I like particularly want it. I always, like it was in the prototype version of Splinter Zone, I had one enemy in there that was basically a sniper that was at the end of a stage that tracked your vertical position and like tried to shoot you. That's the only instance, and it's more like a stage hazard / stage gimmick than like an actual enemy. But aside from that, I never really want to have like enemies do stuff from off screen that might hurt you, because it always feels cheap to me. Like it's like some of the stuff that I really don't like it in certain games when this happens, and you can't really control it and don't know what happens to you. And it's also what I kind of like about the Mega Man games, because it's always like very spatially controlled in some way, and you have always kind of like a good control over when you engage with things and how you engage with things. Like it's always like very, very easy to from a player standpoint, decide when you want to engage with something, when you don't want to engage with something, and it's like very much up to you. And like the conditions under which the encounters happen are always the same, which again is like part of like how you can make a game difficult, but be sure that the difficulty decreases over time, like regardless to some degree of your overall like familiarity with platformers or whatever. As always, to some degree, like reaction times and all that is always a thing, but if you know an enemy comes and behaves in a certain way, it's much easier for you to get past it, even if you're not very don't have like high reaction speed and all that shit, because you know it's coming and you can prepare for it. And yeah, that's like, again, the kind of stuff that interests me. Anyway, that was a whole lot of talking while I just wanted to put these things down that are meant to knock you into spikes and be awful. I'm just going to place them here. Again, I have like... I actually don't complete... I always forget how they exactly work, because it's been years since I programmed these. These were one of the first enemies I made way back when GB Rover was a completely different game and had a lot more colors. And yeah, they're also like a classic thing. Like they're like basically modeled after enemies from Mega Man 3. Which are also like very annoying, but these are less annoying because they only have 1 HP. They can still be sometimes dangerous when you miss them only on their first, like when they first like appear and you're like kind of confused about what to do. Still in love with the intro. Yeah, okay, that's too low. Yeah, they need all need to be placed. Yeah, this is kind of okay. I think they all need to be placed much higher. All need to be placed much higher. I could also, I mean, this is like a good way because they're here. Yeah, they all are also placed outside the level boundary, or mostly. Good. Again, this is like very much figuring out what the correct distance is. Let's all place them on one like height to see where this like ends up and then adjust from there. I think that's the best way of doing this. Obviously, this is very boring because it's just like, okay, they all like appear in the same line and there's no like variation to it, and you don't have to like vary your timing and all that. But for me to understand, okay, from this height they fall this deep, so I can then pick each one of them out and like adjust their position. Yeah, okay, that's kind of evil. Try to shoot the background enemy. Okay, so this one needs to be a bit further to the right, and I think a bit up. This one was okay. I'm just like trying to gauge. I think this needs to be a bit further up. This one can go a bit further. Nah, let's put it there. This needs to be much further up, and this needs to be much further up, I think. These are the same height, which is boring. Let's put this one further down, I think. Because this is meant as the warning enemy. That oh, this is the section with those. I have to be careful. This is a cool track. Give me a moment. Castle Master. Choose your character, prince or princess. Sorry, I'm just going to like... This is how the video looks like. Amiga games, I'll tell you, like nothing better than this. Where was I? Okay. This. I still need this. Okay, good. Sometimes something here wasn't quite so nice. This was too high. I think I need to put them actually a bit further down. These were too high. The problem is when they start sailing down before you see them, like it's very hard to hit them. Like, okay. But this one, I think it's okay because there's like not a lot of space. I think I need to like this, like the screenshot from this like game that I just showed, like this Amiga game. Choose your character, prince or princess. Like, kind of like lends itself to do one of these the two genders joke. I feel. Okay, these need to be a bit further up. Yeah, these all need to go a bit further up. This one is okay. 2, 1, 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 1. Also, I'm going to like remove the background for now because it's incredibly confusing. So what I want to do, like what I would like to have, and this is like not quite there yet, is for them to fall in such a sequence that you can hit them in your jump. Like you bounce off the mushroom, press the button, and they are gone. And if you're like not like, kind of like I have it in like there's a sequence in one of the final stages where there's a long sequence. Also, like basically where you're like every half a second, like someone shoots a rocket at you that drops down, and you have to like go through a long sequence where these are falling from the sky. But I timed it in such a way that you can run from left to right through the whole screen, like, and with every jump, like just shoot it, like the enemy explodes and behind you a rocket slams to the ground and you're like racing across the rooftops while like a trail of explosions is behind you. And it's like, it was really tricky to like find the correct positions, because it's not only like it's both vertical and horizontal positions, and like figuring this out is kind of like, again, I'll just like put them all like one space a bit higher. Right now it's like getting through here feels a bit awkward and not interesting. I'm also going to push this one a bit further to the right, because this might also have something to do with it. And this is how you can see how, yeah, sure, I built this template in what like 20 minutes, maybe. But getting this positioning right is kind of still kind of tricky. So okay, this works. This works. This doesn't work. Yeah, I mean, okay. The problem also, see, I think I need to put this one not further away, but closer. This one also a bit closer. Let's try it again. Then the next step obviously is doing this with a full jump and seeing how. Didn't I say I wanted to, like, with the full jump you explode everything, but okay. I'm still me, you know. I have to see. Okay, I think the first two are correct. This one is correct. This one is correct. This one is too quick. I think it's because the other ones are too close, actually. So this one is... I think this one needs to be a bit further up. This one I think is good. Let's put in here. Okay, let's try this. Okay, the last two were too far up. Definitely too far up. I mean, I don't have to don't have to have it like perfect, because it's always also like depends on like the jump height on the mushrooms and all that. So one of them. And this is how you can spend like hours. Just like adjusting, like doing minor adjustments. I think I'm going to keep it that way. Let's put this one here as well. Let's see how this feels. This is always with this enemy and the bouncy mushrooms is always. Maybe I put something else here. Something with a slightly different attack. Maybe. Yeah. Because the straight shot is actually kind of hard to dodge when you're bouncing up and down. I mean, it's okay. It's just like once he runs off, it's kind of But I think what I'm going to do instead, where do we have her? There. Okay. Let's put it a bit further back. And I need this to make sure that it doesn't fly off screen. I think. Yeah, those are evil, but it's okay. I think that's a good way to send you off. Good. Two things that I would like to do. First of all, this needs to be bigger, and this needs to be closer to here, so that you can actually jump onto it without using the edge like thing. Edge detection? Ledge thing. It's basically a ledge grab without a graphic. So to make sure that you can, basically when you're almost on a platform, that you get pushed up a bit. Can still be like two things further over here. So that like the jump is just a bit more elegant. Because it's not necessary for this to be like a jump that has you have to be perfect with your positioning, or else you just don't get on top of the platform. Yeah, that's kind of neat. Now I just want to see how does this feel when I try to do the bouncy rolly thing. Well, I hurt myself. Okay. Yes! Oh, this is cool. This is so cool. And like in the end there will be like a there will be a teleporter here, so ideally you fly through the whole stage, land on the teleporter, and immediately teleport out. Like, and this will, wow, this was cool. This was really, really cool. And yeah. But you have to be particular about your timing and use the double jump and all that. So it's not that you can just do this. Yeah, oh my god, this is amazing. Works perfectly also because you basically fly through all of the enemies. So that's great. Awesome. Cool. So the next part is much more boring. So the stage works. It works fine. There's like stuff that needs to be like placed for the actual like endless attack mode to work. But that's, again, this is like because it's planned for a later update, so all of this administrative bullshit I can place in when the game's done and can do this. I just want to try and get most of the levels out of the way because that's most of the busy work. Because you can't have like an endless attack mode without the stages for it, so I have to build them at some point. So, what we do now is we build the like backgrounds and all that shit. So we have to do that. For that, we have to remove this thing and add the forest parallax thing. Because like each stage has like slightly different ways of how it handles like the background speech of each of the tiles and all that. I also need to open up the actual forest stage. I should maybe move this a bit further down. So that I can check and see how I did this, because I have no clue. Okay, this is the oh yeah, this is okay. I need to have a tile set below that, a tile layer, which is just the sky. So we go in here, go into big rounds. We have to, let's first, I mean, I could do a cool thing, and maybe I even do this, and have a slightly different. So the forest background is this. Where do I have it? This one. Maybe I want to see how it looks with a different sky background. Not a completely dark one. Maybe with this one. Let's do this at first. So this background doesn't scroll, so it doesn't matter how far it goes. Let's push it down like 32. Yeah, this is like the height that it needs to be. I can also adjust this to some degree. So, and the next thing is the moon. Which is just this thing here. I have to offset it by 32. Let's offset it by 48. 52. No, 64. Kind of would like to have it like slightly in the red bits here. And also let's push it a bit further to the left by 24 pixels. Well, let's do a 32. Yeah, okay, good. Big rounds. Then we have these funny little things. This doesn't matter. Let's just place them all. And maybe place some of these other ones as well, so that we have a bit of a variation going on. Also, by the way, these things are kind of meant to be like basically like in the further way of distance like these, because what you can see here in the background, this is like the water level is like a forest area, and what you can see in the basically in the forest levels is like parts of the water level, like way back in the background, and hence also why the where do we have the overworld? Why on the overworld? So here's the forest, there's the water level. Technically, somewhere in the middle, you would have to see the city, but especially the space elevator. Okay, so we have this. Then we go in here. I think the next one is the dark trees, and then light trees, and then bushes. So we go in here. Big rounds. I think I have 2 different kinds. Let's place these because I would like them to be a bit more in the open. So again, I have to place a bunch here because this whole thing scrolls, and I don't want this to run out of tiles because this looks weird. Let's push this down, like, let's do at least 32. I might reduce it even further, but that might look weird because we have like a cutoff here. Well, I'll have to see how it looks. So we go in here. Big rounds. Now we have this. Only 1 set of trees. It needs to be at... It could also be at 48, I think. Yeah, that would still work. But looks strange. No. 24? 24, I think, would also still work. Let's do it this way. 16, I think, is too high. 60 might also work. It might look strange with the spikes, though. Might. Let's go in here. He's at 16 as well. No, 16 doesn't work here. That's interesting. These are lower. Interesting. Okay, let's do it this way and see how it looks like. Okay, and then we have just a bunch of bushes. Obviously, this looks wrong. I think I'm going to do it this way. And okay, now we need a tile layer here. We also need a tile layer above this one because I want to do something. But yeah, so we go here, create a sub layer, another tile layer. So here, general 1, because this is like the tile set for everything. Let's start with the spikes. Now I can also go in here and make all of this invisible again. Also, let's do the mushroom shit first. here are the stems. So you can see I need to have another tile layer with an 8 pixel offset, otherwise I can't place these. I also, okay, then I'll do it differently. This way, tiles, create another sublayer. This is all okay. Let's do an 8 pixel offset. Okay. Good. Good. I have to think about this part. But anyway. Good, then we go up here. And this is mostly to avoid any strange conflict. I am going to try something because I kind of would like for this letter part to be indoors, basically, which means to make it look a bit nicer, I would have to put a wall up here. Ooh, Monkey Island soundtrack. Just have to see where the barrier is. Oh, okay, it's basically around here, up here. Okay, yeah. Okay, then I have to put it here. That's awfully small. I mean, I could also do this. Which might be a bit strange, but still work. We'll have to see. If it looks ugly or breaks the level, I think this breaks it. So we are not going to. I'm going to try and do like an indoor thing without a ceiling, but it usually looks strange. But we'll see. This sounds very bad right now. Anyway, what I wanted to do first is place down some grass. Not on these platforms. And yeah, I'm going to try and do an indoor thing here. Let's do it right now. General. Where are those? Here. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this will look terrible, but we'll see. I could do a pretend shadow here, but nah, no. Again, we'll see how it looks later. Then we go in here and did I never put the? I did put this somewhere in here. Otherwise, I would. Yeah. Okay. I know how I built this. Interesting. I need this. And This is the soundtrack, by the way, from International Karate Plus. Big fan of this one particular drum sample. It's very good. Anyway, so we have this. Then we go in here. We pick one of these. Kind of like to make this all look a bit more like there's like some overgrowth going on or whatever. It's like these things. Kind of like, I mean, this doesn't make any sense. These are like indoor areas. They have different floor, but yeah, so. Anyway, this is good enough. So then we have these things. That's basically okay. This is a platform. This is a platform. This is a platform. Just like alibi wise, I'm going to put something here. These these are. I think I'm going to use this like as well for outdoorsy stuff. This over here, then do this. Again, this doesn't show up, but I'll kind of feel it looks nicer in the level editor, I guess. So for the indoor stuff, I usually use this, like this tie set, because it kind of like it should give the impression that you're inside of a tree, basically. That's the idea. I have this thing here, like a small one. So that's, I think that's it. Yeah, let's give this a look. It could be that this like part back here looks weird, so I'll have to change it, but well, we'll see. There's my controller. I might have to change the grass tile layer, or like change the positioning of the mushrooms, because you can see I'm in the foreground of the grass, the mushroom is in the background. That's not good. And there's no parallax scrolling. Why is there no parallax scrolling, friends? Ooh, I think I know why. I think I know why. I think I know why. Oh yeah. I think I can do this differently. Or maybe not. Let's do it this way. People will have me hate me. I think I will have a better idea for this. So, because the parallax objects are persistent, I have to get rid of them when you're done with the level, and this is basically okay. If the room starts and it's not the forest level, destroy yourself. Please go away, basically. So yeah. This looks weird. This looks really weird. Yeah, because there's no like tile. Yeah, and this doesn't look good. There needs to be. Let me see if I can do. Let's see. Let's see if this might work. Maybe this is already enough. I don't think that this part will show up. But we'll just to make sure. So there was a mushroom that was still missing its stem. And yeah, I need to only this one, but it needs to be in front of the grass, otherwise it might look like it's part of the background. And we don't want that. We don't want to confuse people. It's already kind of hard sometimes because of the low amount of colors to have like a good distinction between foreground and background. The parallax scrolling, I think, helps a bunch. Okay. Not sure about this like last bit there. Really. Yeah, that certainly is a way to do this. Drop dash into the spikes. Again. I'll get this. I get this. I'm good at my own video game. This is why I make them. So that I have like some place to brag that I'm actually a good gamer, I guess. Yeah, and then I kind of like this kills the momentum, and we can't have that. So this will get rebuilt. This is bad level design, friends. Don't let your friends do bad level design. So this will be completely in the open instead. Okay. Then I'll go in here. Black background. Oh yeah, maybe I should. Then we'll do one of this and 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 then we'll do, I guess, one of this to build a wall here. Okay, one thing that I also wanted to do. No, this looks ugly. This way. That's bad. It's a 32. Like I'm trying to find a good spacing for the background heights that it like doesn't seem too cramped, basically. Give me a moment. I'm going to. Does it capture it? Yeah, good. I'm a bit concerned about the. Yeah, I think that I'm not a big fan of the how much of the bushes take up. I think they need to be much further down, to be honest. What I can do, however, like to kind of offset this. Let's do this first. Okay. No, that's too far. I think 48 is the maximum that I can do. Not really, it's kind of already... What did I do here? Yeah, and then these... But I can push them a bit further down, like 12. Well, let's do 16. So that we have this. And then I'm going to do... create another tile layer. So now I'm going to do what I was probably going to do anyway. Let's duplicate this. Okay. Then I can go in here. Room start. Doesn't need this. Also, these objects don't have to be persistent anymore. Which means I can just comment this out. Now I go in here. How nice! It already has these, almost. No, wait a second. 1A is 4. Yeah, this is 3.5. 1A is 4. Okay, 0, 0. this should work. I could do it a bit different for the vertical sections. I still have to place it. Also have to, like, I want to add another, I have another, like, kind of like bush-like tile set that I want to try out. So let's go in here. Put this in here. And then we go in here. This is incredibly quiet. Ooh, but it's a good one. This is the title theme of the first video game I ever played. It's a game called Baal, and I think it's kind of awful. Like the game. So we have these things here, and I can just like place this here. Kind of hopefully break this up a bit. It's a bit weird because the like trees in behind the darker bushes are brighter, so maybe I have to like do something there as well. Like, I'll have to see how it looks. This again, this is like a lot of like this is where like a lot of the times also like I have the feeling they are like they go away. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I know why. I know why. I know why they and this is too loud. Let's go in here and switch off the vertical parallax for this, because I think it only like went into one direction and strangely into one direction, and kind of pushed the maybe everything slowly out of frame with each explosion, because with the explosions there's like some vertical screen shake happening, which is interesting. Let's try something. Push this behind this layer. Then go in here. Okay, this is 3, 4. Okay, it needs to be, I'd say 2.5. 2.5. Also, do I have, I think I also have like different darker trees sometimes. I think I have 2 kinds. Yeah, so maybe I'll put in some darker ones here, like twice or 2 of them. Maybe also like one of them over there. Just to have like a bit, I guess a bit less open space. I don't know. Like, because there isn't really a good horizon line. So. Yeah, I think that looks good. Actually, that looks really good. Yeah, I can do this. Like, this is good. Actually makes me consider like going back into the forest level and adding these things. Ooh, this is like, there's like an ugly tile gap. However, here. Let me see. Where is it? What's the problem here? Oh yeah, I see. Here. It's not a problem here because it's like it scrolls over that quickly that you can't see it. But here is a very not very attractive thing. Doesn't get better when I put this, where is it, here, because I just push it over further to the right. So this is what happens when you never really. I think this one is okay. This one is the one that's bad. Let's see. I should probably make the other layers visible. And what you can see here, like, still, it's a very small stage and it still takes roughly 2 to 3 hours to get this done. So, like, not because I'm like, maybe way too obsessed with details here. Let's see, is there like, can you see the gaps in the tiles? Not here. Yeah, you can. Okay, you need to like, it's the second one that needs fixing, not the third one because it's already off screen at that point. Okay, this one here. Okay. Now it should work. And I think then we're done. I'm going to try and upload this stuff to YouTube as well. So people shouldn't be worried about missing this. Also need to remember and archive these things as well. Oh yeah, let me try a bit with different skies. This is probably what does this look like when I do like a bright background? You can't see the moon. Let's clear the cache. Because apparently it didn't update the background graphics. Building takes a bit. I'm also thinking about changing the floor tiles to the vertical ones, because like the dark, like the offset from the edges where there isn't any like floor looks a bit weird. But I don't know. I'm such a big fan of this. Now it like says, hey, no, you know what? Like the tiles that you switched around. Yeah, no, you didn't switch this around. Okay. Let's save. Sometimes this just happens where like GameMaker says, yeah, no, you didn't change the tiles. No, I just decide that you did not change the tiles, which you can probably see that once I reload this, it just doesn't like us back to the previous state, which is always fun. I'm so glad that I'm done working like on the game itself. No, what are you doing, GameMaker? It's there. Like, why don't you just show me what I placed? Would be really cool, because I kind of want to wrap this up. This is also like me getting obsessed about like details that don't matter. Don't really matter, at least to most people, but me. I mean, you can't really see the moon. It's kind of there, but not really. So, one thing I would like to try before I revert back to the previous state. Maybe this one. Ah, that's too dark. That's too dark. Let's see, what do we have here? This one, yeah, that's too dark as well. Let's just try this one. Don't you dare not update the backgrounds now. I mean, a lot of stuff will now kind of blend in with the colors of the dark background part, so it will look much darker. But actually, I think it looks kind of nice, much more like eerie, I guess, with the large trees in the background. I think, like, I'm just going to go back to the could also do this again. Let's just do this. And call it a day, I think. Yeah, okay, that feels nice. And this is just kind of cool. When you're very fast, the camera kind of like gets a bit stuck too early. So I think what's like the last thing that I'll do here is, just so that it doesn't look that weird, is go in here, make the... Ooh, yeah, that's also like a good moment to stop, I would say. it's kind of, though, like not a very good upload of the song. There's a better one. There's a much better version of this on YouTube. I'm sorry. It's still a good song. By the way, this is the title theme of Cannon Fodder. Which is kind of a kind of good satirical war game to some degree. Like very much like not with a lot of like intentionally made that way, but more like as I'm getting a bit annoyed by how wonky the camera is on these barriers, but it's okay. Yeah, oh, this feels awesome. Yeah, this is cool. I like this stage. So basically this is like the kind of like stuff that I want to build further out, like smaller contained like levels built around singular ideas, and just like again build a bunch of them. Try really also like to push both myself and the players to some degree to like build things that give you more options and all that to move around. And yeah, like a thing I should probably learn is to not get that much obsessed with like background tile placement, but I want this to look good, and it didn't look good, so I had to be a bit obsessive, I guess. Anyway, so yeah, this is like both like an impression of how I built the levels for GB Rover in total. Like it's kind of like the same thought space, but like on a bigger scale with a bit like different ways, or like different like scope, I guess. And yeah, I'll try to do one of these streams once every weekend, either Saturday or Sunday, depending on when I have the time for them. I also going to try my best to upload these to YouTube so that people can catch them like whenever they want. I hope this is kind of informative, like to show like how random people on the internet do level design when they like have no formal education. Also, I guess it's like, I mean, it's like simple. I have an idea that I want to make, and okay, I'll build something around it and like fiddle around as long as I can until I get it. And yeah, that's that. Wishlist GB Rover. It has like bunch of larger stages. You can see them, for example, here. This is one of them. This is like still, I think, like in terms of like visuals, one of like still my favorite stage of the game. Like because like this whole like cityscape here, like with the clouds in the background and the movement and all that, and also how it, like the further up you move, the different layers get kind of like spaced out, and it looks really like you're moving further and further up. Like it's kind of neat. I really like this stage. And yeah, there's like a bunch of other stages. It's like a very much like the regular game is a very classical Mega Man-like game where you have a set of stages with bosses in them. You kill the bosses, you get access to a set of like final stages where you then like fight through like a series of challenges and like fight through a boss rush at the end, and then the final boss, all that. And again, it is like I'm planning on adding this kind of like endless attack arcade mode at a later point of the game after it's released, a few months after that, depending on how much time I have and all that. And yeah, please wishlist it on Steam. The link of the game Steam page is on Twitch down in my channel description, and I will make sure to also put a link in the video description on YouTube once I've uploaded it, so that people can wishlist the game. And I would very much appreciate it if you could, because I'm really trying to kind of earn money with this. I'm living off of welfare in Germany, which is I'm thankful that it still exists, as awful as it is in a lot of ways, but it lets me do this without having to work on some like backbreaking shit job. They try to push me into those. I'm trying not to do that. I'm trying to do this. So if you want to support me with that, please, first of all, go wishlist GB Roba. You'll get notified when it's out. You'll get notified should it go on sale when you can't buy it at full price. It'll be priced reasonably well, I think, for what it is. But anyway, you never know. If you haven't, please play or buy Splinter Zone. Please review it on Steam. If you have it on Steam, it would mean a lot, also in terms of visibility, because it doesn't have a lot of visibility there because it only has 6 user reviews, and I think it starts being displayed somewhere else at 10, so 4 more would be cool. Also, it's very likely that you already own Splinter Zone if you bought either the bundle for racial justice or the bundle for Palestinian aid, which is live right now as I'm talking about this, which is where it's part of and was also part of the racial justice bundle in 2020. So if you have bought one of these bundles on itch.io, you should probably already own Splinter Zone. Go give it a shot. It's as I said, it's like the endless attack mode, kind of in the way that I just showed, with a bit more stages, and some secret stuff where there is actually an ending in there, but you have to find it, which is kind of tricky. But I think it does a nice job at it, especially considering that I had no idea what I was doing when I started making it. But anyway, that's that. That's very loud and noisy. Ooh, Shufflepuck Cafe. Anyway, cool. Anyway, I hope you have a nice rest of the weekend or rest of the week or whenever you're watching this. I hope this was interesting. And again, Wishlist GB Rover. Follow whatever accounts at Mokograd, I think, is the best one. This is the only video games account on Twitter and all that stuff. Yeah, I hope you have a nice one. See you soon, I guess. Goodbye.